welcome. This is IDEV English Top of the Week, where we delve into top 5 Ethiopia's trending news of last week. First up, PM Abiy participated in IDEV summit in Nairobi. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed participated at the International Development Association IDEV 21 Head of State Summit, which has taken place in Nairobi, Kenya. Addressing the summit, the Premier urged IDEV to significantly enhance its financial capacity and funding models, specifically increased support for crisis preparedness, response and recovery is essential. Abiy also said Ethiopia has been harnessing resilience in the face of the spectrum of challenges aggravated by external forces such as climate change, geopolitical tension, and the soaring global cost of living. The Ethiopian government has navigated structural macroeconomic reforms amid challenges, focusing our attention on macro-financial stability, productivity enhancement, and favorable investment environment, he stated. Spearheaded by the National Dialogue Commission, dialogue and reconciliation are central to our peace aspirations, the Premier said. With a focus on accessible education and youth empowerment, Abiy indicated Ethiopia aims to create over 2 million new jobs, while prioritizing universal energy access, digital transformation, and environmental stewardship through initiatives like the Green Legacy Initiative. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed concluded his participation in the IDEV summit and has returned to Ethiopia. Next up, Ethiopia plays pivotal role in regional economic integration, says Finance Minister. Ethiopia serves as a crucial drive for security and economic linkage with the region, according to Finance Minister Ahmed Shide. Ahmed Shide made the remark during his participation in the World Economic Forum's special meeting held this week in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. On the occasion, Ahmed asserted that South-South cooperation holds immense potential to address the world's growing challenges. The minister acknowledged that such cooperation is essential to tackling the multifaceted issues facing the global community. In this regard, he emphasized that Ethiopia's membership in BRICS will strengthen its economic ties with the member countries. The minister reminded that Ethiopia is a home to various international organizations, including the African Union, which has elevated the country's role within the region and the continent. According to him, Ethiopia occupies a strategic position in connecting the countries of the region, with Ethiopian Airlines playing a dominant role in linking Africa to the global marketplace. He emphasized that Ethiopia is making substantial contribution to the economic integration and stability of neighboring countries and holds a significant position in fostering relations between the Horn of Africa and the Arab world. The minister also stated that the BRICS member countries can work together in terms of economy, investment, technology, and capacity building, further underscoring Ethiopia's pivotal role in these endeavors. Moving on, members of second-generation Ethiopian Diaspora arriving in Addis Ababa. Members of the second-generation Ethiopian Diaspora are arriving in Addis Ababa as part of the initiative extended by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. It is to be recalled that Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed on December 23, 2023 had called on the second-generation foreigners of Ethiopian origin to come home in 3 phases until September 2024. More than 74,000 second-generation of Ethiopian diaspora have visited their ancestral homeland in the first phase alone, which was carried out under the motto Connect to Your Culture. The second round homecoming under the motto Connect to Your History has been launched and will last till 8th of May 2024. Several Ethiopians who come home for Easter holiday had arrived in Addis Ababa last week. Upon their arrival at the Bole International Airport, the Ethiopians were welcomed by the Minister of Tourism, Ambassador Nesej Ali, and other government officials. The third phase of second-generation homecoming will be held from June to September 2024, it was indicated. Moving on, we are working closely with the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia, says AU. The African Union, AU, announced that it is working closely with the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia to strengthen precautions and implement higher protocols against recent fraudulent attempts on its bank account in Addis Ababa. The AU released an official statement concerning the incident occurred on April 15, 2024, where a non-staff individual attempted to withdraw $6 million using forged document from CB branch within AU premises. The statement indicated that the fraudulent attempt to unlawfully withdraw funds from its account is successfully thwarted, resulting in no funds being withdrawn, averting a potential loss and ensuring that the integrity of our financial controls and management remain intact. The AU appreciated the vigilance and swift action of the CBE staff and the AU Finance Department who successfully thwarted the fraudulent attempt. Following the identification of the fake documents brought by the individual, the AU informed the issue to the relevant security authorities of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, and prompt action was taken to ensure the persons involved were identified and held in line with their investigative procedures. The AU is treating this matter with utmost seriousness, reads the released statement. We remain committed to upholding the highest standards of financial governance and ethics internally and with all our financial service providers as we continue to support the development and integration of our continent. Last but not least, Ethiopia dismayed by EU's restriction of visa provisions to Ethiopians. The Ethiopian government said it was dismayed by the decision of the Council of the European Union to temporarily suspend certain elements of the EU law that regulates issuing of visa to Ethiopian nationals. In a statement issued by Ethiopian Embassy in Brussels, the government also said the decision was made at the time when both sides are closely working for the return of Ethiopians who have been denied legal permit to stay in the European Union member state in dignified, orderly and safe manner. On last week, the EU Council decided to temporarily suspend certain elements of the EU law that regulates the issuing of visa to Ethiopian nationals. According to the decision, it is no longer be possible for EU member states to waive requirements with regard to the evidence to be submitted by Ethiopian visa applicants, to issue multiple entry visas, and to waive the visa fee for holders of diplomatic and service passports. The standard visa processing period is also extended from 15 to 45 calendar days. The EU cited lack of responses from the Ethiopian authorities on redemption of nationals who are illegally staying in the EU. The suspension, which the EU said was made following an assessment by the Commission. It is temporary, but they are not specific as to when it will be listed. But Ethiopia contested the decision and said failed to take into consideration the painstaking process that takes place to establish the identities of nationalities. It also obstructs the ongoing practical steps in the implementation of the agreement on admission procedure for the return of Ethiopians from European Union member state. Ethiopia said its strong cooperation with the EU has helped in returning and reintegrating Ethiopian nationals and requested the EU to consider its position while its embassy in Brussels will advise on measures that commensurate with the decision on admission procedures for the return of Ethiopians from European Union member states. That does it for today. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week.